Yes, I've got one question for you.
Yeah.
And for Bruce,
Right.
for managers in general.
Let me tell you what I saw in terms of the game against Japan. Those guys, in terms of defending, those guys are brilliant. You could see over and above communication.
How many players they had in the back? How many defenders?
Four.
Thank you.
These things are practiced in training.
Looking at how South Africa is playing, already for me, the confidence is over.
I disagree.
I agree because
I disagree.
Because hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to EPL Global Reviews. But of course, we're not looking at Premier League. We are all eyes on the FIFA World Cup 2026. So some very, very interesting stuff, interesting results. And yeah, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Like, subscribe, and obviously do comment and let us know what you think. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. Yeah, we looking at the World Cup. Exciting times. With some angry faces somewhere there. We don't understand.
I am angry.
So Ubab Nasha is one of those who are not happy.
I am
with
a
the
father.
results. As I said before, soccer has got three outcomes: the win, the lose, and the draw.
Of course.
And the number two, we need to understand that at the end of the day, it's a matter of putting a plan in action.
Absolutely.
Does the plan work, or the plan doesn't work? It's all about that.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
It's all about that.
I agree.
100%. I know in terms of what South Africans wanted, because they wanted a win at all costs.
Yeah, maybe
Times become patriotic.
maybe before you judge me,
Yeah,
let me talk about where my frustrations are.
good.
So, everyone, as you all know, that the first match for the World Cup was South Africa versus Mexico,
Yeah.
and it was an interesting game where Mexico were playing home, and yeah, so they're all excited and they're all hands on deck, backing up their boys.
Sure.
So, and then obviously South Africa lost
Yeah.
2-0
Sure.
to Mexico. And I must say, Mexico was not that great.
Okay.
They played well, but I wouldn't say they were dominating the game and they were good and.
Sure.
It was football. It was a match, and there was definitely ways you could penetrate the Mexico squad. So, and again, we all looked at the lineup for South Africa,
Sure.
which that's the first thing I wasn't happy about.
5 defenders.
5 defenders, 3 midfields who are also defending, and you got 2 forwards that were also in essence defending. And my problem with the match is, fine, you defend, but also you have a plan or a structure on how you're going to attack, on how you're going to make space, like create chances to score, create chances to get a goal.
Sure.
Because it's not about just, we just need to defend and everything else. If we get a goal, then we're lucky.
Okay.
But and someone might say, no, but there were forwards, there were strikers. But again, looking at the game, when was the first shot?
Sure.
Not on target, just shot.
Okay. Short at goal.
After how many minutes?
Okay.
Looking at the first half, how many shots on target did you get?
All right. From my perspective.
Last thing. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
And these are just my frustrations. So it's the whole defending thing, and not, because personally I didn't see a plan to attack and threaten the Mexico squad in terms of wanting to score goals and running into spaces and all that. But 2, I know coaches have got different styles of coaching. I think we not likely, but very vaguely, we had a conversation prior to this podcast about that. I was very angry. and we looked at coaches have got different styles of coaching and how they manage the team. Fair enough.
I'm glad you mentioned
We love the uniqueness. We love the best out of people. Not them trying to be someone else.
Yeah.
But if you're passionate and you love your squad and you are there and the match, because it's one thing to plan for a match, but it's a different thing to be in the match.
All right.
As a manager and as players, completely different because you can never master your opponents. So here's my worry before I hand over to you and you defend your beautiful South African squad.
Sure.
So for me, I barely saw Bruce on the touchline.
Okay, right.
Communicating with the players. Getting involved in the game.
I like that.
We saw Mexico leading us 1-0, but the coach was there. Anywhere in the world, the coach is there.
I like that.
You don't just sit down and relax and watch the match like you're watching Netflix in your house, in your comfortable lounge. You're sitting there, the man. It was only when there was a free kick and then the man was there. I'm like, how do you know when to change and who to change? Because you're not there, you're not communicating. You're just like, finally, boys, we made it to the World Cup. Get in the field. We got the flights. We got a nice hotels, and we're enjoying Mexico. This is it.
I understand your anger, but let us dissect your anger issues because it looks like it's got many of them.
It's not anger issues. It's just my observation. That's no ways.
Right. I first started by saying the outcomes in terms of soccer, the results. Three of them. The next thing is what you just said. Soccer is a game of opinion.
Absolutely.
Everyone has got an opinion.
Yes.
To coaches, soccer, it's a matter of coming up with tactics. That's your responsibility as a coach.
Absolutely.
Therefore, in terms of your a coach, like Bruce, I know and understand a lot of people did not like what Bruce did in terms of starting with the 5 at the back.
But benching strikers who could potentially score.
Sure. From there, you could tell we are on a defensive mode. Was that not a strategy? Yes, it was a strategy. In terms of defending, yes. That is why he had 5.
But everybody has a defending strategy.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He had 5.
Yes.
To me, every coach has to come up with something because you are saying, what am I up against? What are the odds?
Yeah.
What is it that I can come up with? From my perspective, Bruce was saying, can we come up with a defensive approach?
Yeah.
And hold in Mexico for the whole first half and let them not score a goal. That is what was in my mind in terms when I saw that, what to call the lineup. What are you then doing as a coach? You are saying, I'm playing in their backyard. They've got these supporters, all of them supporting them. If I could take this game to second half on a 0-0 score, psychologically, when they come back in the second half, they are going to push more simply because they are at home, under pressure, wanting to come to me and score. Therefore, they then begin to make mistakes in terms of opening up certain spaces. Then I must be able to capitalize on those spaces. These are tactics that one will always deploy as other coaches because it was not the first time that we saw a 5 at the back. You will still see some other coaches coming up with a 5 at the back. Yeah. But there is a way, there's a reason why a coach will employ those tactics. Because you want to frustrate the opposition. You want the opposition to come put more numbers. As I said before, when you look at the game of soccer, it's all about adding numbers. When you add numbers, you get in somewhere. When you add numbers going forward, you get into those spaces. You are therefore you're not organized. So that is what Bruce was trying to work on. So unfortunate. We considered a goal in there.
Yeah.
So that is why I always say, at times, we look at the outcomes without looking at what the coach was trying to do, what the coach was trying to come up with. Simply because the outcome is not favorable Therefore, the whole system or the whole tactic was wrong. This is where I stand with the coaches in terms of saying it is not the case, because Bruce as well wanted to win the case. I mean the game. He did not plan the game like that to lose the game. He also wanted to win the game, but there's an aspect that he looked at that we always don't look at. Let us look at the games where, again, because I understand he did not want to, we did not want to go for that game and say, let's go all out and then pound for pound. No.
Yeah.
He just wanted to be very cagey about it. Let's look at these other games. Your Haiti, this Caracoa, right? Caracoa losing 7-0 to Germany. Let us look at Tunisia losing 5-1 to is it Sweden?
Yeah, Sweden, yeah.
Yeah. If you look at those games, honestly speaking, those guys were in the World Cup stage. They were just trying to play, wanting to go forward with an attitude of we attack, they will attack us. At the end of the day, they came up with these heavy scores. Another aspect that Bruce was also looking at, I don't want to expose myself and concede too many goals, because to me there's also a chance. The best number three. We need to factor in those things, because if you consider five goals, how come I'm going to become a best number three? And these are the things that Bruce had to look at and came up with the tactic.
Okay, fine. You get through the group stages by being the best three.
Sure.
And that's what you want. And you barely working your way through to make that.
Yeah.
How are you going to survive the knockout stages?
All right. One aspect is...
Or the idea is just to get through the group stages. Yay!
No. Okay. One aspect in terms of soccer is this. More especially when it comes to events like this. Progress as the games continue.
Okay.
So which means your first game, second game improvement, third game improvement, you get into knockout stages improvement. That is why you'll find in events like this, a team will lose the first game. And you find that the team progresses.
Yeah, Argentina lost the first game and they won the World Cup.
Progresses, possibly to up until the semi-final, up until winning the final. Why? Because in games like this, in events like this, you need to have a team that progresses with the tournament or progresses with the situation. So that's what you want to see happening. That is why at times you find a team that is losing 5-1. Then another thing about the coach is, how am I going to get motivation and motivate these players to go for the next game when one is coming from a heavy defeat like that? These are things that a coach will look at in terms of saying, what is my plan for the next game? That is why all along I've been saying, 3 points from Mexico, no ways. No ways. We are not going to get 3 points. Therefore, how must I approach the game against Mexico? I have to be very cagey. I have to be very... The system that he preferred, honestly speaking, I was going to prefer it. But again, let us look at the second half. Because at times, we tend to think when we get into the field of play, everything is going to happen the way we want it to happen.
Absolutely.
There are times where you are so pressed. I remember a game against Arsenal and Manchester City. We were so pressed in such a way that your Saka was not effective, your Odegaard was not effective. Why? Because we were pressed.
100%.
Now, that is why I'm saying, those who are saying, if we had Mufokeng in there, if we had Moremi in there, if we had...
Polos.
Because how do you know that we are not going to be so under pressure in such a way that we are unable to come out? Because these are the things. Look at the game against Netherlands and Japan. A very, very tight game, contested game. You could see when Japan was getting a ball, more especially when they were tackling and winning the ball.
Yeah.
They were unable to go out. These things, they do happen. Let us not look at the result and begin to say, if so-and-so was there, we were going to play and we were going to win. I don't buy into that, because at times you'll have such players, your ball players. But the situation is such that you are so hard-pressed in such a way that even when you win, you don't have any space in front of you to play the ball. That is why I'm saying, tactics in terms of Bruce, I was fine with it. I knew and understand Bruce where he was going. It's unfortunate that it happened like that.
Okay, here my observation, but also I'm not so much on. I'm not happy because that player didn't start.
Sure.
Or
sure.
that player didn't
Sure.
start.
Sure.
For me, I'm looking at the tactic and the approach prior the game.
Yeah.
And I have a problem with it. And I'll mention why. But again, to be fair, I do understand that there are games where you like, you know what, I'm pressed here. These guys are coming, everything they've got.
Yes.
And I've assumed the same way
Sure.
that would happen with Mexico.
Sure.
But turns out Mexico weren't that great. They were not what people expected.
Good.
I'll tell you why. In
Good.
my observation, that the South Africa could have got or made or created more chances than they did. Looking at the game, because fine, the assumption prior to the game was Mexico is going all out and 3 points. No, like you said, it's going to be very difficult to get the 3 points out of them playing at home, and it's an opening game for the whole tournament.
Yeah.
So, but when the game started, it was not as tough as we thought.
Right.
1, 2, again, looking at 5 defenders in a game like that. Fine, I would have started the game like that with an attacking plan, which I didn't see as much, with an attacking plan with the 5. Whether we do it counters or whatever, however we do it, but like a plan. And with the 5, when the game started, after a few minutes, I would have pushed 1 defender into the midfield and the 2 pull them close. I have 2 centers and then 2 left back and right back. I'll tell you what.
Which to me was going to be the worst, because that's what you should have started with.
No, but I'm saying that's where the plan comes in. That's why I have a problem with not changing the game, not looking at the game, reading the game, and changing the plan, because you can see that there are spaces. Because I can tell you what, South Africa, the first half, they played the ball so much in their defense, because obviously that's why you have 5 players. And again, the dangers of that is that you're more likely to make mistakes, and then a mistake that will cost you. And we saw that with the first goal. So for me, instead of having 5 players busy playing back and forth with the keeper, and the midfield, they're also defending right there, of course you're gonna make games. Why don't you, okay, now squeeze the guys in, push 1 forward into the center, and let them play the ball, but let them come back instead of, because those guys were just resting at the back. They were like,
that is why see, I'm saying, when he started with the 5 at the back, it was for a reason. Remember.
But does it mean that you shouldn't change?
No. I will tell you when it changed. Because you are saying as a coach, I want to hold these guys and take them to the second half on a 0-0 score. I don't know whether you understand that part.
No, I understand.
Good. That is why now I'm saying.
But at the same time,
for me to start pushing 1, because the plan, remember, in terms of the plan, that plan that you saw, it was practice at training. It was not a matter of we do this plan during the game. No.
But does
the way he lined it up.
Does that mean that plan is concrete, solid?
The way he lined it up. That is why at professional level, you start things and work on things at training. Game time, you implementing.
If it doesn't work,
any tactic.
Even when it doesn't work.
That is why I'm saying we are going up until what? First half.
Yes.
That is why now we are saying, coaches will say, we've considered, stay in the game. Remember?
Yeah.
Stay in the game.
For me, I would have changed the formation before the goal.
That is why I'm saying, you were not going to start with a 5. Bruce is starting with what? a 5. For me, Bruce first started with a 5, and in 10 minutes or 5 minutes, he then changed it to a 1. Therefore, that should have been the thing that he had practiced and something he was going to do. But my question is, the 5, he stood with the 5 up until second half. Why? Because his original plan was to have this 5 up until when? Second half. Wow. That is why now in that 5, because you then need to tweak it a bit. That is why in the second half now, you then begin to see Mkhuliso Mudau pushing more on the right-hand side. That is why you saw Modiba pushing more on the left-hand side. Mm-hmm. That is why you saw Mbogazi shifting to the left. That is why you saw OCBC pushing to the right. Because now we are saying we are now playing like a 3 shift. Therefore, we've got these guys going forward. Therefore, we are now giving these guys the free will to go forward. But the question that becomes is, when we started doing that, did we dominate the game? We never dominated the game. Why? Because at times, the quality factor comes to mind. Who are you facing up against? Quality factor.
Yeah.
So that is why I always say, when you talk about attacking, does it mean every time when you attack, you don't lose possession, and every time you attack, you get a chance and goal? No, because part of it as well in terms of that goal, that game, the quality factor that Mexico has over us. That is why I will always say, we've got locals, good, local is lekker. But when you are getting into an international stage and you are competing against international players and you have got locally based players, that will show.
Absolutely, 100%. But for me, I think one of the differences I can see between people and managers is some people, and I feel like they naturally play defensive. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then some people will defend and they're more like, we want to score.
Sure.
We want to score.
Sure.
Even if you score against us, but we're just going to attack you until the last second of the game.
But it depends how you choose to play.
Yeah.
Because your tactics are based in terms of how you choose to play. Let us look at Tunisia.
Yeah.
They were attacking Sweden. Mm-hmm. They even scored from that attacking.
Yes.
Good for them.
And I'm happy.
But what was the result? 5.
Yes.
Why? Because you are exposing yourself against this team that is going to be coming at you. You've got Yokores on this side, you've got Isak on this. Those guys are going to give you really serious challenges.
Yes, no, I absolutely agree, 100%. That when you go forward, but here's the plan.
Yeah.
Again, it does not always mean that when you are an attacking team, that you fully don't care about the defense.
Defending, that's good.
It's not always the case.
Sure.
Again, here's my issue with playing 5 at the back.
Yeah.
Now you've got 5 players out of the 10 who are at the back.
Sure.
And they're focusing on defending.
Good.
Right? Which now plays a big role as well, looking at numbers, plays a big role in terms of your attack. Because out of the 10, you've got 5 at the back. And that's men.
Sure.
So now, and the other issue with that is these people, because there's 5 of them here, you have set up a limit that you go up until this far.
Sure.
You don't go over the line or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever the communication. But now the more there are these people, this is the space you will be more comfortable to play the ball. Because that's why you have more people. That's why you've got more men, right? If you're playing that much, the other team then says, oh, okay, that's why they're playing the ball. And that's why you're going to press them.
Right.
And you're more likely to see those mistakes, that the one that happened on the first goal.
Sure.
And again, my thing is, okay, fine, look, if you're playing get your 4 best. Rather, for me, get your 4 best defenders to play on the defense. 2 center backs and the wings. And you push forward. You get your best. For me, I would have got Mbogazi in, and then because his quality,
Yeah.
and let him control the back line in terms of offside traps and everything. Because you need to be very good with that as well. The more you have, the more defenders, you are weak in terms of because you've got more men. The communication is now you are now 5 people instead of 4.
All right.
But wait, and then if I really want to defend, then I have one defensive midfield who's gonna roam around between the midfield and the defense, and playing the ball at the same time, sort of like an all-rounder. Okay. Where you look at, I'm gonna refer to City because I know them best.
Yeah.
Where you look at how Pep was playing Fernandinho, I think, and Rodri at times. Where he's got the 4 defenders, but you have this guy where, as it fits, he would sometimes spend more time on the defense, but as it fits. But when it's time to attack, he's also running and making sure. And you still have your Diaz controlling the back and communicating to the one center back and the 2 wings. That's all. Because now what happened is, there's too many people here and they're causing mistakes and problems.
Let me tell you something. When you are talking about a 4-2, Bruce has also played that system.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Remember?
That was a 5-3-2
No.
whole game.
He had done it. He had done it before in other games.
I'd rather play 4-4-2 than 5-3-2.
That's what I'm saying. What you are talking about when you talk about the 4 at the back and the 2 defensive midfielders, Bruce has done the very same in other games. It's not that Bruce was not aware of that.
But why not?
Then the question is,
why not on the Mexico?
Thank you. This is where I was going.
And especially,
which means in the game against Mexico, Bruce said, I'm not going to play that one, I'm going to choose this one.
But again,
why?
But again,
because to him, in terms of analyzing and everything that he wanted to see and do, the best thing to do for me here is, let me put a 5 at the back.
Right, but here's when there's...
As a coach, you have to make a choice.
Fine, let's just say I did the same thing.
Yeah.
But minute 10, minute 15, I'm changing my mind.
That is why I'm saying, as a coach, this tactic, I'm saying, it is going to take me up until when? First half. End of second half.
But what?
That is why I'm saying.
No, we're not.
This one.
We're not stopping anyone.
That is why I'm saying this
players.
one. Yes, I'm saying this one is going to take me up until second half.
Why do I wait until second half when I can read the game? Because when I can
remember.
Because the whole time I'm standing on the touchline looking at the game. Saying, what can I change?
Remember, quality.
Absolutely. I agree.
Quality.
I agree.
Quality.
We had Mbogazi.
That's number 1. No.
We have Mbogazi.
Don't talk about one.
Don't talk about one. One of the best goalkeepers in the world.
Let me tell you.
In the world.
Let me tell you. So long as you are playing with 80% of locally based players, quality.
But again,
you don't. That's number 1. Number 2, you are playing Mexico that is playing where? In their own backyard. And then those supporters are rallying behind whom? Mexico.
Yeah, absolutely.
These are the things that a coach looks at and begin to say, what is going to be my tactical approach here?
But
you don't want to expose yourself as a coach.
It doesn't always necessarily mean when you're attacking that you're exposing yourself.
That is what I'm saying to you in terms of you. You look at the quality that you've got there. That is why Tunisia was beating 5-1.
At least they scored.
They were beating 5-1.
Something.
They were beating 5-1.
We don't even know if we can score.
I'm happy with the 2-0.
At least they can score.
2-0 score, I'm fine.
Maybe next
time. But a 5.
No, but...
I'm still looking at best number 3.
Yes, no.
I'm still looking at best number 3.
I agree.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're going to get it by defending.
That is what I'm saying.
Because you're going to defend?
That is what I'm saying.
And lose.
That is what I'm saying.
South Korea, we're going to lose.
That is what I'm saying.
What is it? Shaky, what? We're going to lose.
That is what I'm saying. Each and every game will have its own tactics.
I don't see South Africa
winning
any
Yes, each and every game will have its own tactics.
If
a game against Mexico.
Yes.
At home in Mexico.
Yes.
You'll have a different tactic.
100%.
That is why you saw Japan and Netherlands playing that game. Simply because these two teams are far away from their home.
Fair enough.
So the fact that you are playing at home in their own backyard, it throws a different spanner in terms of your preparation. That is why I'm saying, in terms of this one, I don't falter Bruce because I understood Bruce what Bruce was wanted to do. And again, it cannot be a bad game plan simply because the outcome we lost. It's not.
But again, that is why we're here. That is why we're here, to analyze the game.
Sure.
So to say, okay, fine, we're not judging it based on the outcome, but we're judging it because we analyze analytical and looking at what could have done, what could have worked. And during this time, what could have been the change to make things better? That's what we're talking about.
Which is what I'm saying in terms of the second half.
And I'm saying, Mina, looking at how South Africa is playing, already for me, the confidence is over.
I disagree.
I agree because
I disagree.
Because look at what
let us look at the next game.
Look at what the rest of South Africa is saying towards them. I personally did interviews because for those that saw were asking people how they think about South Africa. They were like, because most of the time those people, more especially those supporters, they always look at they always look at the outcome, the result. We lost. Everything was bad. But from a coaching perspective, okay, I've got a question.
You apply tactics. That is why I'm saying, as a coach, you considered, what do you say to your players? Stay in the game.
I've got a question.
Because we are losing 1-0.
Yes.
If you stay in the game, we can even score a goal in the second half. We are on equal par. It's a draw.
Yes.
That is why, as a coach, what I'm saying, stay in the game, because I believe in this system that I'm putting in. Therefore, in terms of how we're going to play, we are going to play like this for the first half, because we want to create some kind of a pressure to them in terms of them coming to us and then exposing those spaces that they are leaving behind.
Okay.
That is why when you are a coach, you need to come up with a game plan. I don't falter, Bruce. It was a game plan.
Yes. I've got one question for you.
Yeah.
And for Bruce,
right,
for managers in general, or people who analyze football.
Sure.
So you're saying you disagree, or you disagree with me when I'm saying you come up with a game plan, you look at your opponents, and you go into the game.
Yep.
As the game starts, you look at the game, and you say, actually, I need to tweak there and there on the game for this game.
Yeah.
Because looking at how it's going, I think this will give us better chances or will put us in a better position.
Yeah.
You agree that? Because to me, having a game plan is having a game plan prior to the match and training completely different to when the match is being played.
I'm glad you are also saying that.
And especially,
I'm glad you are saying that in terms of not every game plan will be the proper or good game plan when you get into the match.
But to me,
that is why at times coach will say, yeah, it did not go according to the game plan, or the opposition frustrated us.
Yes, when you saw what you didn't expect, what did you do about it?
That is why
my question.
Good. That is why I'm saying those coaches will some of them we will make changes.
Yeah.
But in terms of Bruce, that is why I'm saying with Bruce. One, Bruce has played with the 5 at the back in the previous matches. He knows how to play with the 4 at the back. He knows how to play with the 2. But on this this game, he resorted to what? Playing with what? 5 at the back. 2, for him not to change, he was saying, stay in the game. Stay in the game.
And lose.
Anyway, to me, the game against Mexico, not with an embarrassing score.
100%.
That is why I said,
100%.
Against Mexico.
But
that is why, remember, I never gave South Africa 3 points in the game against Mexico. I never.
I understand.
Yeah.
But here's my other problem. And I'm happy with what Tunisia. Losing five goals is a lot of goals.
Yeah.
But they managed to get 1 goal.
Yeah.
Here's what's going to happen with South Africa. And to be quite honest with you,
they are sitting with 4 minus.
Yes. To be honest with you, I don't see South Africa winning any of the games in the group stages. I'll tell you why. Because now, if you go into a game with a defensive strategy that I'm going to defend, You still need to You still need to explore attacking systems.
This is where you're wrong because
No.
because you are thinking
No.
is going to come with the very same strategy as Mexico.
But he put defenders everywhere.
No, that is why I'm saying we are not going to see that.
On the same game, explore attacking. Because you've got players.
That is why I'm saying we are not going to see that. You know why?
Why?
South Africa is away in Mexico. Czech is away in Mexico.
No.
It is different than playing a host nation. It's different. That is why your tactics for a host nation is going to be different to another country where you are also you going to into Mexico. So to me, honestly speaking, the tactics are going to be different. That's number one. Number two.
But looking at South Korea
number two,
and Mexico,
right.
They play different level.
Okay.
Different level of football.
Let's look. You're quite right. Let us look at the next game.
Yes.
Czech Republic.
South Korea.
Czech. No,
on
it's
Thursday.
okay. On Thursday.
Oh my word.
That game is going to be different.
How so?
Good. 1.
4-3-3?
No.
5-3. 1.
It could be a 4. It could be a 4. It could be a 4.
Which is brilliant.
Good. Do you know why? Those guys are what you call. Those guys are slow. That's number one. Number two, those guys Czechs. They only survive. They are dangerous in terms of set pieces. Set pieces, throw balls, corner kicks. Those guys are dangerous. Therefore, how do you counter that as a coach? Therefore, you are not going to use the very same tactic as you use against Mexico, where you are playing low block and you are saying that let them come to us because you want to avoid making these mistakes where they're going to get set pieces. Therefore, what are you going to do? Therefore, because they are slow, this is where now you are going to say they are also away from their home. Therefore, we are on equal footing with them. Therefore, in terms of this one, I'm not going to deploy a 5 at the back. It's a 4, it's a 2, or a 4, a 3, whatever.
But now,
so to me, you are now beginning to say, in terms of these ones, they are slower. Therefore, I need pacey players. That is why where your tactics are changing.
But you're going to explore something.
You're not
something new.
No. You've done that. You've done that in the previous games. In terms of your qualifying, you've done that.
But World Cup. But World Cup is not. But
the
level is
good. Thank you. This is where I'm coming. But you are not coming up with a new thing. But you're coming up with something that you've employed, but on a lesser quality than what you're going to be facing.
So you're saying. And then you think, again, you'd use the same strategy against South Korea.
South Korea has got a different strategy in terms of, but again, let us look at it in this way then. Because again, remember, when we are playing South Korea, South Korea, at that time we would have played 2 games each. The question is, how many points does Korea have? Are they wounded going to this game? Are they relaxed going to this game? Those are the dynamics that we coaches have to look at. Those are the dynamics that we have to look at. If they will be coming, let's make an example. If they were to come to us, having played a draw, another draw, possibly we coming with 3 points against Czech Republic, right? Therefore, can you see now? If South Africa after 2 games, 2 games, I know with South Africa with 3, therefore with them with 2 points. These are the dynamics that you need to look at now in terms of what type of a game are going to be having.
I think the game on Thursday will not be as easy as people think.
No, please.
I think it might be tougher than the Mexico game.
This is World Cup stage. See, no game is easy.
Yeah.
No game is
but
easy.
I'm saying
this is World Cup
might
stage.
Just be tougher than Mexico.
Possibly, because what one is expecting in terms of the approach, as I'm saying, I've looked at Czechia. I'm saying they're not that quick. I'm saying they rely more on the head.
Big threat.
Therefore, what must I avoid? The corner kicks, set pieces around the box. How do you avoid that? You don't play back. You play forward. Those are dynamics.
And now you're playing 4 at the back.
That is why I'm saying in terms of them, because remember, the crowd factor.
Yeah.
We're on equal footing.
I agree. I agree with the crowd factor. I absolutely agree. But at the same time, I generally think that South Africa, they should have changed the style of play.
They did second half.
Not the first half.
Second half.
I would have done it the first half.
Stay in the game.
I'll tell you why. Because my
Stay in the game.
my biggest issue with having 5 defenders and playing the ball on your box most of the time. Because looking at the possession in South Africa, that's where they most had the ball.
That is why I'm saying.
And now, if you
was a
have
game
that,
plan
it's
up
easier.
until second half.
It's easier for you to make mistakes.
That is why you.
It's easier for you to make mistakes.
That is why you saw in second half we approached it different.
Because one of the most important thing about the defense, which we don't talk about enough, is the communication. It's very, very important.
Everywhere, in terms of the game of soccer, communication is key.
No, absolutely. I get the midfielders, the forwards.
Yeah.
That's one. The forwards, yes, there's communication there, how to run, when to run into spaces, and obviously you have to open your eyes.
Sure.
But with defense in particular, there has to be a solid communication between
Most
players.
definitely.
In terms of how far do we push, when do we stop, how far do we play at the back?
Let me tell you what I saw in terms of the game against Japan. Those guys, in terms of defending, those guys are brilliant. You could see over and above communication.
How many players they had in the back? How many defenders?
4.
Thank you.
These things are practiced in training.
Yes.
When you are looking at them in terms of defending, because Netherlands was trying to find those passing lanes. That is why they were rotating the ball, right, middle, center, or so should I say, to the left, and then come back. If you look at those guys in terms of the spaces, the meters they were covering whenever they were defending, they were always remaining in line like this.
Yes, not South Africa.
When it comes to this side, they are facing this side, they are pushed, they're pupils and they're looking at this
what
side.
What does it tell you?
Let me tell you.
That's exactly, and it's possible.
Let me tell you.
For South Africa, it's possible.
Let me tell you. When they are looking at the game that is coming this side, the only thing that they do, they shift 1, 2, all of them, like a line like this.
Yes.
Those things, see, to start with number 1, I'll be honest with you.
They need quality players.
Thank you. See, we cannot compromise quality. It depends on which stage or which level you're playing.
But I hear you, and I hear you.
At which level you're playing.
I hear you, but at the same time.
Number 2, are you a regular in your team? Because
no.
at times you find that we'll have players that are playing overseas. Are they regulars where they are playing? Because the time that is why you're looking at only 1.
No, but I'm saying, okay, fine. I get the quality factor.
Sure.
But at the same time, I must not use that as a reason to be lazy.
Not that you are lazy.
Because as a defender, you have to have a strategy. You have to communicate. Because what you're saying, what Japan was doing was a strategy and communication. That this is what you do at this time, and this is what you don't do. When we face something like this, this is what you do.
Right.
But when you just put 5 defenders and say defend.
All right. Let me ask this question: Bafana Bafana, can they win the World Cup?
No.
Why?
They're not good enough.
Thank you. Quality.
But
quality.
But
that is why I'm saying.
It doesn't mean.
You cannot wait. That is why I'm saying you cannot run away from equality. Number 2, this is what I'm going to do as a coach. Do I really have this good quality that these guys can defend like that?
Okay.
That is why in a case like this, Bruce Del Piero begins to say, I'm not going to use 4 at the back, therefore let me add 1 at the back. Why? Because I may not have this good quality that Japan has.
Perfect. Look at Japan.
Yeah.
Is Japan going to win World Cup?
Morocco is going to win the World Cup. Okay?
No, Japan.
No,
Japan.
Let me tell you.
No, Japan.
If I say Morocco is going to win the World Cup, therefore Japan is going to win.
No, let's talk.
They're not.
Okay, they're not.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the chances of them going through the
There are many.
There
are many.
Thank you.
There are many. I mean,
the fact that South Africa, you think, won't win the World Cup because they're not good enough, but it doesn't mean that they can just they can just lose any game and anyhow.
That is why we are saying, for South Africa, we're just bracing ourselves that they go through to the knockout stage. If not number 2, but as number 3 best. That's where I am, see. That's where I'm see. If not number 2, as number 3 best. Because remember, that's why I'm saying, when I'm looking at Mexico and I'm looking at North Korea, these are 2 teams that I'm saying in terms of quality, they're above us.
But I don't see that. I don't see the number.
This is why now one cannot be careless in terms of go out there and lose 5-1. Go out there and lose 7-0.
But we're still going to explore attacking.
That is why I'm saying in terms of this game, because that is why they always, each and every game has got its own tactics that you have to, because your opponents are different in terms of how they approach the game and how they play. That is why I'm saying, when you're looking at these ones, you cannot be defensive, because when you're defensive, when you're playing low block and with a defensive mentality, you'll create mistakes, you'll create fouls, and you are going to be giving these guys the fouls in those areas. That is why I'm saying they're dangerous in the air. Therefore, what is your strategy in terms of counteracting that? You therefore saying, I'm going to be playing the 4. Therefore, I'm going to be taking the game to them. When I'm playing, defending, I'm not defending low block because I don't want to see them. Okay, are they a quick side that can? They are not a quick side that can punish you. Therefore, your tactics are going to be different. This is the game where now I'm seeing your Moremi, your Rele coming in. Because again, I think Lyle Foster, who coach, needs to put him outside, play with Urenat, because we want to work on them in terms of pace going forward.
Foster was not a good option.
Which is why I always say, Foster may be playing in Europe.
He was not.
But he went to Europe prematurely.
But also, how often does he have game time?
He's not a regular.
He was not.
That is why I'm saying, when you are counting your players, count your players that are playing in your best teams.
I would have done well in
challenging your best teams and being regulars in their games or in their teams.
What do you think about Brazil?
Brazil, if Morocco proved to me
that they're going to win World Cup?
No. Morocco proved to me they can win the World Cup.
Nah.
If they can be able to hold Brazil like that.
Nah.
If Morocco can hold Brazil like that, that's number 1. Number 2, Morocco played in the semi-final of the last World Cup.
Yes, 100%.
That is why I'm saying, I'm talking like a crazy person. Morocco I'm calling for Morocco to win the World Cup.
No.
First country in Africa to win World Cup, Morocco.
No. England would rather win World Cup than Morocco.
No.
England.
We're still going to see England.
But we're going to see them.
But anyway.
But I don't think. I don't think Morocco would win the World Cup.
Yeah.
Brazil. But I love what Brazil did.
Right.
And again, I know you bring back the card of quality. I get that. But looking at how that old man, Ancelotti, yes, how he made changes, looking at the game, how things were going, he made some ridiculous changes because he was reading the game. He was not sitting back like other people, like they're watching Netflix on their lounge. He was there and he made some serious changes, which yes might have costed them, but you saw the difference after he made the changes.
Good.
Because now, the bench is there for a reason, guys.
Let us be honest.
Whether we have a game plan or the bench is there for a reason.
See,
to say, look, you know what?
Good.
That guy.
Yeah.
Like people that wouldn't think that he would sub, but he says, no, you're out.
See, let me tell you, there are ridiculous decisions that the coaches do. Let me make an example of one.
Yeah.
Koeman, when he made a change in the game against Japan, when he was leading 2-1.
Yes.
He took out Gravenberch. He put in Ake.
Yes.
What does it mean?
It means this might be the best option.
In terms of what?
to win the game.
No, in terms of defending.
Yeah, to defend and win the game. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in terms of
But
defending.
again, he changed. Exactly. He was winning and he still changed.
That is why I'm
Look
saying.
at the game, how he was going. Yes, we are ahead.
Thank you.
But at the same
That
time.
is-
and that's what you expect from Bruce.
That is
Same
why,
thing we
that
expect
is
from
why
him.
I'm saying.
But it's the same thing we expect from Bruce.
That is what I'm saying.
Stand on the touchline, watch the game, get involved, change if you need to.
Let me tell you, that is what I'm saying. Crazy decisions are going to be made. You're still going to see a lot of them crazy decisions.
Absolutely.
That is why I'm saying, Koeman, from his own side, was saying, I've won this game. What must I do? Let me secure the 3 points.
Yeah.
But then what happened?
Exactly.
They equalized.
Again,
That is what I'm saying.
which is fine.
Good.
Which is fine.
That is what I'm saying.
But at the
You
same
will
time, you
still
saw the
see-
danger, you acted.
Thank you. You'll continuously see these crazy decisions.
For me, 10 minutes after the South Africa and Mexico
But-
game started,
yeah.
I would have made some changes in terms of how we are attacking.
But no.
because Mexico was not that great as we have expected. Or
Let me also go to this one that you loved very much, that Bruce was supposed to be standing on his feet and backing instructions. You know, I'm not a believer of that.
I am.
As a coach, where is the work done?
On training
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
on the pitch.
No. Let me tell you something. See. Let me tell you something. We see.
So then you're saying, okay, you're saying to me.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Let me try and understand what you're saying. So you're saying to me, changes during the match are not necessary.
They are good. They are right.
Then why do you have to sit back and not get involved?
The backing of the instructions. The backing of the instructions of the touchline.
Yeah, then you give instructions.
See.
How do you give instructions sitting down,
We see.
writing a four
See.
with your legs? How do you give
See.
instructions? You
Do
call
know-
your player.
See, do you know that in a pitch, in a stadium where you've got 80,000 supporters, your players on the inside, at times they fail to hear each other inside the pitch.
Yeah.
Therefore, as a coach, what instruction are you backing here as a coach or this stadium where even the players cannot even hear each other because of these 80,000 supporters?
Okay. Let's hear. Okay, fine. Let me take you. Let me take you to another event. No, let me take you to another event. Let's go back to Champions League.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Champions League. Arteta on the line. European Champions League.
Yeah.
All the players are screaming.
Good.
Budapest.
Yeah.
It's packed.
Yes.
Where was Arteta the whole game?
He was on the line.
What was he doing?
He was backing
Was
instructions.
he crazy?
He was crazy.
He was not crazy. They were listening to him. They were taking instructions. He
me
was
tell you.
engaged.
Let me tell
he
you.
was engaged on the
Let me
game.
tell you.
The engagement is very important.
Let me tell you.
Whenever there's a throw ball,
Let me
you
tell
talk
you.
to your players. I get it. Some of them are far,
let
but
me
some
tell
of them
you.
they do come close, and you're able to convey a message.
Let me tell you, see. Let me tell you.
It's not a popcorn movie. This
See.
we're talking about.
See, let me tell you.
Budapest.
Let's look at this thing. There are coaches that will stand on the line and be like a 13 player moving out and out.
Yes, and they lose.
That's their nature. That's their nature.
But they're not crazy.
That's their nature.
What they're doing is doesn't go in vain. It's not like
that's their nature.
you sit there and then
That's their nature.
like you're running around because you want to be fit.
That does not win you game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember. I remember a coach that was coaching Argentina at one time. He was fired after the World Cup because they performed poorly. That guy that used to have tattoos here, he was not sitting
used to
down.
run,
He
eh?
used to run here, and he got fired. Even Argentina didn't play well.
Yeah, absolutely. But it wasn't because he was running.
This is what there are players. I mean, some coaches that will sit down and look at the game. Sitting down, not standing. There are coaches who will sit down and go into the field, pack instructions, come back and sit. I'm that kind of a coach.
100%. But I love the fact that you said
this one.
You said when necessary.
But
you
this one,
go.
yeah. But this one,
Pack the instructions.
that is why I'm saying.
Come back.
That is what I'm saying. According to Bruce, if you therefore look at his reaction, because his reaction for him to sit, what was he saying? He was saying to the guys, stick on the game plan. Stay on the game plan.
Again.
That is why he's not panicking coming in here. Because let me tell you, in training, they may have been prepared in terms of what if Morocco scores. Or should I say Mexico scores?
So there's never a thing that we might get a goal. We need 2 goals.
You prepare for every situation. You prepare for every scenario. That is why I'm saying the bigger part of job is, where is it done? In training. When you are now coming to as a coach here and then moving touchline this way and that way and backing instructions, your job is supposed to be done there. Training.
No.
Be convinced here.
That's part of the job. That's part of the job.
But how much influence are you having as a coach backing instructions for the whole 45 minutes?
You do.
No, you're right.
No,
I disagree.
It might not be as much as you saying, but you do.
I disagree.
Okay, when personally as a coach, you said you do it. Why do you do it then?
All right. This is what I do. You're looking at the game and possibly begin to say, okay, these guys are exploiting a certain space. That's number one. Or number two, you are looking at it, okay, we can exploit a certain space. Mm-hmm. It's either you.
Thank you. Those are all the important things.
You come in.
That we want the same from Bruce.
You come in and then you say, Lalel, that one, when he gets the ball, he moves that way. Therefore, what you need to do, you move that way so that they can put the ball that way.
But thank you. Now you're agreeing with me.
Then you go and sit down.
But now you're exactly saying.
Remember.
But now you're agreeing with me.
Not that you sit on the couch or the touchline and back instruction for 45 minutes.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, you stand there and give the instruction when necessary. And now you're agreeing with me when you're saying you stand there, you say no, and that's exactly what I want. That's all.
That is why I was saying to you.
That's what we expect from.
That is why I was saying to you, I'm the kind of a coach who does not sit the entire game on the line.
Absolutely.
I'm the kind of a coach who sits there and look at the game and then goes out on the touchline, do the instructions, and come back. Not that what you are wanting Bruce to be on the line and backing instruction. No. I disagree with that.
That's not what I was saying.
Okay, good.
What I was saying was, I only saw him once when there was a free kick. And you are telling me that during the whole first half, there was never, ever anything that you could have communicated to the players. Number two, again,
stay in the game.
Yes, staying in the game. We
are losing 1-0.
Wait.
Stay in the game.
You are telling me that now, when your players, you see them how they play, none of them is playing something different to what you spoke about based on the game. There's no way. So that's why, like you were saying now, that's why you go there and say, so and so, part of it, stay on the game, because what you're playing now is not what we agreed upon, or is not our game plan. So that's what I expect. I'm not saying he must be there and talk the whole time. But I'm saying, we saw a very, very poor engagement from him. Very poor. And I'm not apologetic about it.
Let me ask this question. Is Bruce the kind of a coach that you've seen most of the time going to the touchline?
No.
Was he supposed to start it for the first time in World Cup?
No, but he does. He does give instructions.
To me, Bruce behaves the way Bruce behaves.
If he was in another country,
behaves
maybe we would not see the second game.
No, because you guys, you've got this mentality that if a coach goes into the touchline, therefore this guy is a good coach.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
There are coaches who sit and watch the game in the dugout.
But you said it yourself. You said it yourself. Why you stand and go in the touchline, and for those reasons, that's exactly what we want. We don't want you to stand up, but we want you to engage with the game.
That is why I'm saying, Bruce was relaxed. Bruce was relaxed.
The whole game, not even sitting like this. You know, when you sit like this, you know that I'm not going anywhere.
Because it was in the game plan.
And you're telling me that 11 of the players, for the whole first half or the whole time, they played according to the game plan?
To me, yes.
Never.
Yes.
Never.
To me, yes.
It's human beings we're talking about.
To me, yes.
This is human beings we're talking about. And they're facing Mexico, and they've never done it before.
To me.
Never.
To me. Let's remember.
As a coach, be honest. You are on the touchline, you decide the game plan, and you tell me they do exactly. Never. Unless it's robots.
The approach. I'm more into the approach. That is why in a game of soccer we say there are tactics. It's like tactics are giving you a skeleton. But your players, because they are human beings, that is why you've got this one over that one.
Exactly.
Because you are saying you understand the tactics better, therefore be part of this tactical approach that I'm implying here. So to me, that is why I'm saying Bruce was relaxed because he was saying our approach differently, defensive strategy up until the second half. Stay in the game. We are losing 1-0. We've made a mistake. Fair enough. Get over it. Stay in the game.
A terrible mistake.
A terrible mistake. Those mistakes happen.
And why that mistake happened? Anyway.
All right. Let's go. Let's go to your...
Analyze the game as you're sitting down. You don't just say it was a mistake. Fair enough. Some mistake you can predict that this happened because of this.
That is why you for the second half. How many minutes do you have for the second half?
You will wait until you lose 5-0 and then first or second half, then you say, I'm going to change.
But the question is, am I wanting to change now? No, I'm not. Stay in the game. Am I wanting to change now? Stay in the game. Again, the third goal that was scored by Sweden over Tunisia. They dispossessed the player, the defender. Isak dispossessed. These things happen. Mistakes can happen. Even in World Cup stage, they are still going to happen. I don't have a problem with that.
100%, I agree.
But the minute you make a mistake and then you begin to change the whole thing in terms of a game plan, this is why I've got it wrong. No.
For me,
I've got a problem.
For me, that was part of the problem. The goal happened because of the problem I'm talking about. Because you're playing the ball too much at the back, because you've got 5 people and... you can play the 5-3-2, but at the same time, be flexible enough to switch.
It happened
4-3 and then go to 4-4. Go back to 4-5-3. But they have a way to switch. And
it happened to Tunisia. They were playing with 4 at the back. They made a mistake.
True, mistakes happen.
That is why I'm saying whether you play with the 4, with the 3, with the 4, with the 5, mistakes will happen. Even if you play with the 6, mistakes will happen. Because mistakes are there to be. Your players will always have mistakes.
All right.
But at the end of the day, all I'm wanting to see happening is that I'm not going to see the very same approach that was used against Mexico, against Czech Republic.
It will be interesting. It will be interesting. We're looking forward to it.
It's going to be a different game.
And
different personnel, different mentality, different team.
Well, we'll see, yeah. It's a game of football.
So not all is lost.
We'll explore.
Maybe I'm behaving like this because I knew that we did not have 3 points against Mexico.
Yeah, I knew the same, but the mistakes we did, how we lost the game, I'm not happy.
But
remember,
I'm
not happy.
Second half, it's not what Bruce was rigid. Second half, as I'm saying, maybe people did not observe it. You started seeing Kuliso Mutau on the flank, Mudiba on the flank, doing what? Going forward. You started seeing what? Mbogazi shifting to the left, CBC shifting to the right. That was the game plan. This is how I'm planning to do the game. This is where I'm tweaking the game. It's there. Evidence is there. It's not that Bruce did not know what he was doing. It's so unfortunate. He started doing that thing. We won't go down, but stay in the game.
Powerful.
Believe in your tactics. Believe in your tactics.
If you know
there are times where you can change your tactics, but remember, for you to change your tactics, as I'm saying again, your game approach, you don't do it on the field of play, you start it at practice. You practice that thing, and then you implement it in the game.
Even when it's not good enough, you stick to the
anyway.
But it was a good game. We're looking forward to the next game.
Yeah, I'm expecting a different approach.
South Korea, oh my word. That's one. When we're playing South Korea next week.
Yeah. This one is Czech. That is what I'm saying. On this one, we can get 3 points. Against Northern Korea, we can come up with a point.
South
Korea. Therefore, we can have 4. Therefore, we can be best number 3. Best number 3. Then you go to the group stages.
Thank you, guys. And we're happy. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a good one. So yeah, comments, let us know what you think. Also, who do you think is going to win the World Cup? as the man next to me has declared that he sees Morocco standing on the line, but I beg to differ. I think Brazil stands a big chance, even though they got a draw. But yeah, I still think they stand a chance, and we've yet to see France, how they're going to play as well, which is gonna be interesting.
Thank you very much, guys.
That's all from us.
Yeah, like, subscribe. Don't lose hope.
Do not lose
Do not lose hope. We're still there in the World Cup.
We're South Africa until we can't.
Anything can still happen. Do not lose hope. As best number 2 or best number 3, we'll go to the group stages. Yes, Morocco, they reached the semi-final last year. This time around, I might be the first one who's like smoking something. Morocco is going to win the World Cup. Morocco is going to win the World Cup.
Yeah, you're smoking something really. Cheers, everyone.